A lot of you are familiar. For those of you that's new to the channel, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. A lot of you that are new to the channel are unfamiliar with, I did a couple of videos that were very, very popular about Donovan Sharpe. Specifically, one of the videos was Donovan and Abba and Preach, because Abba and Preach had just did a show on Donovan Sharpe. Now, let me preface this by saying, and I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show, I have no smoke whatsoever. Donovan Sharpe has never personally said or did anything to me. The only reason I even know about Donovan Sharpe is through Kevin Samuels. Donovan Sharpe also exists in this manosphere space that I think a lot of people also place me into. I don't really care where you place me. Just make sure that you place me with the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm green pill. Forget all of this red pill, blue pill stuff. I'm green pill. I'm about that bread, all right? But the interesting thing about it, though, is because I react to all content, so I try to be as objective as possible, but it was pretty cringe. After doing that, I became familiar with the idea or what somebody sent me, and that Donovan had basically called out Abba and Preach and called out Preach's, I don't know which one is, sometimes I forget. He called out one of their wives, right? The darker one. He called out his wife, right? And this was a previous while ago as a result. And I'm just giving y'all and bringing y'all up to speed because I have not watched this video yet. We gonna see it together. He mentioned his wife and he kind of went at him, but he went at him on behalf of Fresh and Fit, because we all know that Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit had a big tiff like a year or two ago or whatever, right? Here's the thing though. Since I did that review video of the original video that Abba and Preach did of Donovan Sharpe, they dropped another video. And it was a very cringe video of Donovan training his girl or teaching guys how it was that they were supposed to operate with their girl and if you leave her and all of this other type of stuff. I seen the video and I chose not to do a review on it because even though it was pretty hilarious, I'm trying to figure out one of two things, okay? And let me gather my thoughts. I'm a C student. I'm trying to figure out one of two things. A, as I review this video, before I watch it, did Donovan deserve it as a result of calling out one of their wives? Because you can't control how somebody decides to respond to it. And obviously they're talking about more than just Donovan Sharpe. They're also talking about, I think that's Rollo Tamassi. Does Donovan deserve this? Or does this then start to become a little bit more bullying? Hear me out. I have not watched the video. Does Donovan deserve it? Because you can't control how people decide to respond to a threat on their family, especially their wife. And at what point do you say, okay, it's starting to become bullying? I decided not to do a review video on the last video that they dropped on Donovan Sharpe after I did that first video, because I'm like, I mean, I know it's entertaining, but I couldn't see the educational content that we can grasp out of it, right? But now that I'm seeing him going back to back and back to back, and I haven't been to Donovan's channel, I have not seen Rollo Tamassi's channel. I've never watched any of Rollo Tamassi's content. I am familiar that Rollo Tamassi is one of the people in the manosphere that has created, and you know, he's big over here or whatever, so on and so forth. But these are the things that I am trying to keep in mind as I go down this rabbit hole to review this video. So make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel. I am going to open up the platform at the end of the show for you guys to be able to come up and give me your opinions on this thing. Again, this video just dropped today. I have not seen it, and I want to go through it, all right? Hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share it with your friends and family. Tap into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Alpha Juice Company, all of the discount codes is in the description. Don't order it without getting the Alpha Juice. I am going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Thank you to everybody that contributes to the show. Let's get into it. I'm scared. I am scared.
Bring it. Please. I'm begging you. Right here on the chin. Do it. Do it. Do it now. I'm begging you. Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Beware.
Oh, if you don't know what's happening right now, this guy's called the...
I don't know what's about to happen right now. I don't know what's about to happen. You cannot ask for something and then somebody decide to oblige you. You cannot ask for something. I have not seen this video at all. Literally, I have not seen 1 second of this video. And if they started off like that, okay. They said, I'm going to oblige him. What movie is that from, y'all? I'm a movie buff. Oblige. I give y'all a hint. Brad Pitt. Oblige him.
The godfather of the red pill. He wrote a book that a lot of people think is really important. Some of you other people might know him as Tim Pool's father, and he's upset that we talked about Donovan Sharpe being a fraud.
Is he Tim Pool's father?
No, they just, for some reason, are both grown men who wear beanies every day on screen. I don't know. I think for Tim Pool, it's more acceptable because like he's in his 20s, but like you're a 50-year-old man married wearing beanies every day.
Maybe he's cold. I understand.
Is Rollo Tamassi married? I don't know anything about Rollo Tamassi. Is Rollo Tamassi married?
I understand sentiment.
Yeah. Marriage is a lonely life. Sorry. It's just something about a dude who's like been married for 25 years. I'll be like, let me tell you about dating, guy. I mean, shut your old ass up. You ain't been dating forever. You dated while motherfuckers were using Morse code to get at each other.
Typewriters.
Typewriters?
If I used typewriters,
yeah.
And he used
Hey, he got 15 years on you. He one of them old. Okay.
But let me explain one other thing to you. Abba and Preach, before you start like mouthing off with bullshit like that, especially with people that I know. And again, I'm not defending Donovan. That's his house. He can go do you want it? Oh, he's defending him. Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Well, yeah, clearly he's talked to it. He's talked about it. He's right. He took the hit for it way back when Anthony came at him back in 2020. That Abba and Preach clearly didn't know anything about because they wouldn't have come up with this lame contrived video. And they even admit in the video that they got the information from Anthony. Could it be because he's paying you to do these attack piece videos? I can't wait for the one on me shills of Anthony Johnson. But you're happy to take that fucking money and run with it. It's a paid, it's product placement.
Take people out.
Yeah, he said we're paid by it. First off, I didn't even know his name was Anthony Johnson. I just know him as the guy from 21 Studios. I don't know much about him. Okay, I don't know much about him.
Now, let me also explain to you guys that I did have 21 Studios on my show. He showed up in the chat. I invited him up because I wanted to ask him some questions on what was going on between him and Donovan Sharpe and what was the inception of the beef between a lot of the different people that are having beef with a lot of people that's in this space. And 21 Studios, he was gracious enough to come up and explain and give me some insight, some understanding. And so I appreciated him for coming on the platform and giving me that insight. But now it looks as though 21 Studios, because Abba and Preach used a lot of his content or a lot of their content, them and another content creator, I forgot their name, in order to substantiate that they believed that Donovan was a fraud and that he was lying about how it was that he was operating and the advice that he was given and he shouldn't be taken seriously. All right. So that's the context. All right.
But if you think we get paid to cover anybody, you are bugging.
You can't prove something that did not happen.
That's my point. So you got to bring the proof. You can't just make that kind of allegation.
No, but the whole rant is irrational. But whatever.
I'm not here defending Donovan. Proceeds to try to defend Donovan by discrediting us. But hey,
with bogus allegations.
Yeah.
And I think you put a price on how much we were paid.
Hey, but don't we get mad at ladies when they make false allegations?
That's fair. Those are some very serious allegations. That's why we need this level of accuracy. That's why we need to speak in terms in ways that are that leave no room for error.
It turns out that even
That's you?
no. It turns out
That's you?
It turns out that even rational males or red pill dweebs, right? They turn into making up false allegations about people,
That's
right?
funny.
When they don't like them,
That's funny.
they just make it up. Look at this. He said we get paid for it.
Funny how they talk about these bitches, and then come to find out you the bitch.
Yo. But hey, anyways, let's listen to Tim Pool's dad.
Tell me who's left. I can't. Please do it again. I would love to recover this, because you do that, I'll be happy to release all of the screen caps I have of you cyber stalking my daughter. Bring it, please. I'm begging you.
It's getting messy. It's getting messy, ladies and gentlemen. The question that I have for you guys that are also bag chasers and Alpha Juice Company supporters, and that you're using the discount code that I have inside of the description in order to order your Alpha Juice. The question that I have for you guys is the financial profitability that comes along with having these conversations or going back and forth with each other, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? If the goal is to be entertaining, because let's be clear, we are on an entertaining platform, and then B, also give insight and information on how people can level up, at what point does it go beyond entertainment and then it starts to get into toxicity, right? At what point does it go beyond entertainment, and then at what point does it go into toxicity? Because I've heard a lot of times that a lot of people are saying stuff like, oh man, the manosphere is in disarray and it's broken, and ever since Kevin Samuels passed away that things went bad, and so on and so forth. We over here, which I'm not necessarily saying that I'm a part of the manosphere. Again, I don't place myself anywhere in particular. I'm just a guy that loves to do what I do, that make a lot of money and gives people the game and insight and information based off of how I live my life in real life. At what point is the juice not worth the squeeze? There's been people specifically that I've had beefs with that were not even any fault of my own, in my opinion, that I decided that I wanted to step back from and say, you know what? Not even really worth going down that path, because I did the cost benefit analysis, and there is really no benefit to making money off of this in the near term versus the long term repercussions that come along with it. Who loses and who wins in this back and forth? Do they both get more visibility? Do somebody lose something? Do somebody lose subscribers? Do people lose credibility? That's what I want y'all to take into consideration while we looking at this.
Right here on the fucking chin. Do it. Do it. Do it now. I'm begging you.
I don't know. It's just weird watching a grown man say, come for me, come after me. I'm waiting for it. They're like, calm down. I don't care about your stuff. I don't care about your content. I think you're another one of them red pill goofballs from what I can see right now. And also, I think it's interesting people call things hit piece when they just don't like the truth being exposed about them. What did we say in there that's a lie? According to you, we didn't make up any lies. So how is it a hit piece?
Go talk to Donovan. That's on him. Did he do it? Well, yeah, clearly.
You guys know what a hit piece is? It's when you bring out false information to misrepresent somebody. But that's who he is. That's his videos. We didn't take things out of context. So if you want to make the claim and the false allegation that's a hit piece, you have to provide the evidence. But again, red pill dudes, much like the women they love to criticize and the bimbos that they meet in Miami, are very emotional and love to make false allegations that they can't prove themselves.
Abin Preach, you are treading on thin fucking ice, my friend. Because when Donovan does his response video to you, you can expect that he's going to quote, or he's going to bring up the video of you and your milking video with Shan Booty.
Okay. Okay, I guess this is I guess this is the ammunition these guys think they have against me, that I like getting my ass ate every now and then. Sure, yeah. Oh, nigga, I don't really care what you guys think. If I have an attractive woman who wants to do that and I enjoy it, then we can do it. I don't give a fuck. Is that? You see how juvenile and irrational these masculine leaders get whenever you slightly poke? I didn't even poke this dude. I poked the next man. Pause, because poking is kind of sus. But I poked the next man. Okay? And this guy had a reaction like, you.
All right. let's pause for one moment. All right, listen to all of the fellas out there that like to get their salad tossed. I'm not really sure you should be talking about that online. All right, that is a little wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need y'all to keep some of the stuff that y'all got going on in the bedroom in the bedroom. Secondly, Rollo Tamassi. If Donovan Sharpe and he had information that Donovan Sharpe was putting together this all out war video in which he was going to be going at Abba and Preach, why is he telling them what it is that Donovan Sharpe is planning? Because it then takes the hit off of the hit piece. It just becomes a piece because Rollo Tamassi has already exposed exactly what was under his. He already exposed Donovan's hand. What kind of friend is that? This is why y'all need to be able to operate without telling everybody else what it is that you got going and what you're going to do, and just do what you're going to do and just rock out. It kind of reminds me of people, and when these modern women, they get on these panels and they say stuff like, and I'm about to leave, so goodbye. And then it give me an opportunity to be able to cut you off and say, F that B, you know, and all of that other type of stuff. Like, why are you, have any of y'all read The Art of War or the 48 Laws of Power? One thing that Abba is saying right now is basically like, yo, you can't expose me on something that I've already admitted to and I don't really even care. One side is playing chess, it looks like, and the other side is trying to play chess, but they playing Chinese checkers. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
Oh, he pussy. Who cares? So if I understand, if I understand clearly, you're saying, oh, well, wait until he replies and he does it. He made false assumption about my wife.
That's fair.
And dragged a whole person that has nothing to do romantically with me and dragged that person on a 5-hour live.
Preach.
That's fair. That's fair. They went at a woman that they thought was Preach's wife. And the one thing that I will say about Abba and Preach is they never responded to it. They waited until they got the whole thing together, and then they just blew up Donovan's spot. That's a war tactic. That's a move right there.
Your wife is a fat. I'm going to say that one more time. Preach, your wife is a fat.
And now you're mad because we exposed some shit that he said?
That is true.
But you cannot see what the fuck he did? But you're like, nah, yeah, he did whatever he did, whatever. You go over that. When the person went on the web and slander a person that had nothing to do with anything.
Hey, listen.
How does that work in your mind? How are you calling yourself rational? And that is the situation, and you're like, nah.
And you're defending it.
How, bro?
Fresh. My man's 28 going on 80, and I don't want that to be you guys. And that's why today's sponsor, T.H. Henley's coming in to save the day.
Let me go
You don't
ahead.
know what to do, and it's a bit over 30% off your first skin.
Beware of who you come at in this sphere. Beware. And it's not, and you better be clean. You better have a fucking clean nose before you do that. Because I know damn well you took money. I know damn well why. There's no earthly reason for you to actually just out of the blue do a hit piece on Donovan Sharpe. There's no reason.
I thought that they did the whole video on Donovan Sharpe because Donovan Sharpe, as Preach just explained, did a whole 5-hour live stream talking about who he thought was Preach's wife, which is kind of out of bounds. The one thing that I will say about a lot of these guys is that they stick together. They do a lot of infighting, but they also stick together. And I don't know who's friends and who's not because I operate in my own little space with my own little people, with my own little baby platform, and I'm cool and I'm chilling. But you can't come at somebody's wife and do a whole 5-hour live stream and then expect for it just to roll over, which is kind of wild to me because I don't really even know why you would come at somebody else's wife on behalf of somebody else who choose not to even continue in engaging with Abba and Preach. So if Fresh and Fit is chilling and they getting their money and they buying their cars and they kicking these hoes out of their studio and doing whatever it is that they doing, and they running up the numbers and they got over 1 million subscribers and they not going back and forth with Abba and Preach, why would I be going back and forth with Abba and Preach? This sounds like, if I had to equate this to hip hop, this sounds like Memphis Bleak going at Nas. Jay-Z decided to step into the ring, and then Nas is playing the Ether track. Nas is doing Ether. Just from the outside looking in, based off of the information that I know, I don't know why these guys continue to call out Abba and Preach. You got to pick your battles. You have to pick your battles. You cannot just go back and forth with every single person that says something. And maybe there's a strategic move. Again, I'm just on the outside looking in doing a reaction video. Maybe there's a strategic move somewhere in there that they're going to do something. But you got to pick and choose your battles. Fresh and Fit, it seems as though they largely benefited after going back and forth because it brought a lot of visibility. And though it seemed like they was losing subscribers at the time, they took off like a rocket ship. You got to be able to give them their credit because they put out great content and they do the work. I'm not really seeing what the benefit is of Donovan Sharpe or Rollo Tamassi going back and forth with Abba and Preach. Why? What's the point? What's the purpose? It's got to be, if I'm going to do something, never mind. Let's continue.
Not even, you can't even explain that away. Well, we wanted to get clicks. No, you didn't. We know you're full of shit.
You idiot.
I thought something way better was going to come out.
I got nothing else. You idiot.
Hey, listen. He said you had no reason. Nigga, this man did a whole live stream where he was calling his supposed wife a whole bunch of different names. And then not only that, he was talking about the wrong person, one of our friends. And so he was bringing her to the public eye and basically doxed her for everyone else to see for no reason. Okay? How are you going to call yourself the rational male and give this fucking schizo level defense of your good friend?
I'll easily defend Donovan. How can a man be a crook when his work actually saves lives more than what his haters ever have to say? You know what?
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
Yeah, and Abba and Preach are the bitches to tell to go to hell because they are shills. Openly, blatantly, obviously, they got shit all over their face, shills of Anthony Johnson. Because all that stuff has been out for ages, guys. You're not revealing anything new, and you look like idiots for doing it. In fact, you look worse than idiots. You look like shills. You look like you're...
Yeah, but I wasn't familiar with it. And as far as I knew, I would have never known about it had they not mentioned it. And I'm sure that Abba and Preach is almost 2 million subscribers as of the recording of this video. Wasn't familiar with it, but they were familiar with what they said about Abba and Preach's wife. So you can't control how somebody responds to whatever it is that you say about them. I'm reading super chats in a minute. Thank you for everybody that contributes to the platform.
That was fast money. You don't even know who he is. You probably have no earthly, you know who I am, you don't know who he is, you don't know who anybody in this sphere is whatsoever, but you're happy to take that fucking money and run with it. It's a paid, it's product placement. It's like getting that email in your emails. Hey, we really love your channel. We'd love for you to promote our new game, Warriors of Chaos, for $1,700 for a 30-second spot. That's you. And except that's your whole fucking show. Oh, let's see. Was it Excel Plus VPN? $1,700 for a 30-second plug. That's fucking you. That's you. And you know, in this case, it just happened to be, oh, hey, can you do about a 20-minute hit piece?
That's definitely me. Listen, any sponsors that want a 30-second spot for about $1,700, make sure you email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com because we are definitely bag chasers and we leave no money on the table. That is definitely me.
On Donovan Sharpe, I'll give you $1,200. Are you guys that hard up for money? Because I'll give you $1,200 to go and I'll give you $1,300 to go do a hit piece on fucking Anthony Johnson. You probably take the money too.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. Anybody want to pay me 20 grand to do a hit piece on this dude? I'll do 3 of them. Y'all give me 20 grand, I'll do 3 hit. I'll do whatever. Hey, listen. Apparently, I'm paid about 4, so I might as well make some money. So if y'all got 20 G's, I already don't like this dude. So I'll take 20 G's to do it. Hey, listen. You know what? We're gonna do a fundraiser at the bottom. Actually, I'm gonna do a GoFundMe. Yo, fuck it.
Oh Jesus! Look at that picture. Is that a real picture? Is that a real picture, y'all? I have no clue whatsoever. Is that a real picture, y'all? Did they really put up a GoFundMe? Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it. Yo, all of this is This is yo, honestly, don't fall for the bait. Can I give some advice? Can I respectfully give some advice? Don't fall for the bait, y'all. Whoever it is that is challenging them, this is a bait video. That's my honest to God opinion. It's a bait video. This is what was the Drake song before he dropped back to back on Meek? Whatever that Drake song, I'm Charged Up. That's what it was called. It was called Charged Up. This is Charged Up. If I'm Abba Preach, all this is a bear trap. This is a bear trap. They probably already is loaded up with a bunch. They probably got a video in the can waiting on you to say something wrong. This is Charged Up before back to back. Y'all got to be able to see the passes, see the moves.
Yo, f it. We're going to do a GoFundMe. If we raise 20 G's, I'm going to do a hit piece on this guy.
$1,200 to go and do I'll give you $1,300 to go do a hit piece on fucking Anthony Johnson. You probably take the money too.
Certainly, you gotta pay us way more than that. Listen, we not one of them fools. You gotta pay a lot. You think product placement is $1,300 on our channel, bro? You gotta up them numbers. Your little broke ass beanie. Come on, bro. We better than you niggas. I'm just playing. That's what I always wanted to do that one time. We better than you niggas. We got more money than you.
I like broke ass beanie.
Listen, I just can't get. I can't take. I can't take a man in his 50s wearing a beanie. It's like seeing a woman in her 60s wearing baby fat. It's like your whore days are over.
No, but broke ass beanie.
Sorry, the baby fat and the whore thing is just that's always.
Yeah. But broke ass beanie.
Hey, listen.
That's a fire name.
Hey,
broke ass beanie.
Hey,
Hobo and Screech never learned their lesson. No, they don't. Like a bad fucking case of genital warts. Keep coming back.
I felt oddly personal. Like you're experiencing that right now.
Yeah. What's wrong, bro?
Like a bad case of herpes on your anus. Oh, okay. I think, you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to a lot of the folks in the Red Pill community because they're not having it. They say, nah, that dude's a fraud. And Rollo, you look stupid for it. You know what? Let me give a shout out to the Red Pill. I never do this, but the fan base is not nearly as manipulated and easily like
maybe
ill-informed as people make them out to be. You know, they coming from, they're like, yo, listen. Hey, listen, people are like, oh, I just realized the Red Pill's a giant joke. Even this guy. Okay, yeah, people are noticing it.
But I don't, you know what? To be fair, I don't think it's the entire Red Pill. It's just that the goofballs are really goofballs.
I agree. I do like some of the content creators.
I don't think it's the whole Red Pill community that's like that. And I think that most guys in the Red Pill community, you're able to have a sit down with them. You're able to have a sit down with them, and they're not as delusional as that. Mm-hmm. They're not.
Let me again preface this by saying that I don't consider myself. First of all, Red Pill is more closely aligned with basically uncovering your eyes to see the truth of what's really happening in society, what's really happening with women, so that you can make more informed decisions and you're not actually living in this fairy tale land of what things are being presented to you, but you actually are facing the truth so that you won't find yourself in family court or faced with some bad decisions or whatever. So the concept behind Red Pill is not a bad thing. Often at times what happens, and this is not directed to anybody in particular, but often at times what happens is that you get other people that are extreme versions of whatever it is that you're doing. You can have extreme versions of liberals, extreme versions of conservatives. You can have extreme versions of red pill, blue pill, or whatever, so on and so forth. But eventually, ultimately, what it always does is it ends in infighting. Thank you for the super chats. I'm going to be reading them throughout the show. It ends in infighting, and there's always a lot of beef unnecessarily within these spaces. But let's see what else he's got to say.
Not as goofy and not as extreme. And even them, they're like, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be ready to you know what? I'm going to take back a couple of things I said about the Red Pill. I'm not ready to put all of them in the same category. It's just that the goofballs are loud as fuck.
Because and there's a lot of them too.
Yeah, they're compensating for a lot of things.
But I will say, a lot of them do work with the goofballs and the frauds.
Yeah.
And they know that they're knowing frauds.
Yeah.
So that's a little sus. But anyways, low at everyone calling Romo Rollo and emotional like it's an own. When can men be passionate and express their anger? Oh.
Yeah, because he's saying that he's passionate. He's not.
He's
not irrational.
Oh, he's not being emotional. He's being passionate. Oh my God. The amount of cope that you have to write something this fucking loserish. Men can be passionate. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Okay. So when women express any kind of volatility, all of a sudden they're hysterical, they're emotional. When men do it, they're being passionate.
Big Jack in the building.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Need you to be a little bit honest with yourselves. Call a spade a spade. I think that pretty much covers it. I think this dude's a goofball, and it's just fascinating watching dudes call themselves rational males and all this other stuff, giving the most nonsensical arguments. Anything you want to say about this topic?
Oh no.
All right, I think that's it from us. I enjoyed that. Like I said, GoFundMe's in the bottom, 20K. I'm serious. I did ask. If y'all get to 20K, 100% I'll do it.
So, what do y'all think about this whole thing? I think that this is a bait. This is a bait tactic. I think that how I would play it, I don't know, man. I'm pretty irrational myself sometimes because sometimes I'll fly off the handle. However, I will say that I keep some really, really dope people around me that add a lot of value into my life that say, Anton, let's map this out. Let's see where these different paths lead to. Does this make sense? Does that make sense? So on and so forth. So don't fall for the bait. Don't fall for the bait. It's not going to go to... More often than not, it never goes the way that you think it's going to go when it comes to beef and when it comes to going back and forth with people. It's not a good look. So you got to figure out whether or not it's going to make sense, whether you're going to benefit from it in the long term. And if you're willing to be able to take the hits, to take the back and forth, whatever it is that's going to come as a result of it in the short term in order to be able to benefit it in the long term. If there's no benefit in it in the long term, then stay away from it. So you got to be able to be a little bit more strategic when it comes to these things.